What if I told you a country is expanding its influence across the world? Not with warships, not with missiles, but with money, deals, and infrastructure. And most people don't even notice it happening because it doesn't look like power. It looks like development. New roads, modern ports, shiny railways. But behind all of this, there might be something much bigger, something long-term, something strategic. And today, we're diving deep into it. Over the last decade, China has spent hundreds of billions of dollars across the globe, from small African nations to major European economies to strategic locations near global trade routes. China is everywhere. But here's the real question. Why would a country invest so much money in other countries? What does China gain from building roads in Africa or buying ports in Europe? Because this isn't just about business, it's about influence and possibly control. To understand this, we need to go back to 2013. That's when China announced one of the most ambitious global projects in modern history.
The most expensive infrastructure project in history.
The Belt and Road Initiative, a boom, a bust, or just a buzzword?
The Belt and Road Initiative. At first glance, it sounds simple. Build infrastructure, connect countries, boost trade. But when you look closer, it starts to look very different. This project spans over 140 countries, covering nearly 75% of the world's population. And China is funding it, not as charity, but as investment. And every investment comes with influence. Let's take a closer look at Africa. In countries like Kenya, Ethiopia, and Nigeria, China has funded massive infrastructure projects, railways, highways, airports. For many of these nations, this is a game changer. But here's the catch. Most of these projects are not grants. They are loans, and not small ones. Billions of dollars that need to be paid back. Now imagine this. A country takes a huge loan, builds infrastructure, but struggles to generate enough revenue. What happens next? Debt. And with debt comes leverage. In some cases, when countries couldn't repay, China gained long-term control over key assets, not by force, but by contract. And that changes everything. Now let's zoom out. Because this isn't just about individual countries, it's about global trade. Over 80% of world trade moves by sea, and ports are the gateways. China has been investing in ports across the world, from Asia to Africa to Europe. Strategic locations, key choke points. Because if you control the flow of goods, you influence the global economy, and that's where things start to get interesting. Europe is one of the most developed regions in the world. So why would China invest there? Simple. Access, influence, and strategic positioning. In Greece, for example, a major port is now largely controlled by a Chinese company. This turned it into one of the fastest growing ports in Europe. But it also gave China a strong foothold inside the European Union. But infrastructure is just one piece of the puzzle. The real battlefield is technology. Chinese companies are rapidly expanding in 5G networks, AI systems, surveillance infrastructure. In some countries, entire communication systems are built using Chinese technology, which raises an important question. If one country builds your digital infrastructure, how much control do they really have? Not just over your data, but over your future? Here's what makes this so powerful. It's not aggressive, it's not loud, it's quiet, step by step, project by project. China is building relationships dependencies, and influence. And over time, those small moves add up. But to be fair, there's another perspective. Many countries genuinely benefit from these investments: better infrastructure, more jobs, faster growth. Without China, many of these projects might never happen. So is this exploitation or partnership? The answer isn't simple, because this isn't black and white. It's complex. China isn't conquering the world in the traditional sense. It's integrating into it, economically, technologically, strategically. And as this continues, the global balance of power is shifting. Not with explosions, not with headlines, but quietly. And that might be the most powerful move of all.
He's rocking along with his guitar. I love that.
And this is crazy. I don't feel like inside a car. Like it's basically like a karaoke room.